Hello and good evening, everyone, to Go Mode Podcast. This is the 2021 Mentor Tournament Tempered Bracket Finals, Game 2 with Pix versus nashsauter. Nash managed to take a win for Pix Game 1, so we are at 1-0 for Nash right now. They are surely going to give us a really good race tonight. I'm sure they've been introduced already, but just a quick recap on the whole thing. The Tempered Sword bracket, we had Pix go 2-0 all the way through semifinals, and then he got a 2-1 against smercjd, whereas nashsauter went 2-0 the whole way through. So hopefully we will see a really exciting race tonight. It is me, Smirk, as commentator 1, with homemadebeer as my co-com tonight. How are you doing, homemadebeer?
Hey, Smirk, I'm doing good tonight. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm super excited to see what's going to happen today. Looks like they're almost ready to go here. As a reminder, this is actually on a 10-minute delay, so they're already almost 10 minutes into this race. But for us, we're going to see it as it goes.
I like Pix's title.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that. Any gamblers? Very different than Nash's, which is just a tilde.
It looks like we can see the timer counting down, about to start. What do you think these guys are going to start today? What opening do you like?
I like the uncle start. It's comfortable for me being trained with the standard start, so it just makes it nice and easy to give me some thought. As we find a blue male right away, so not looking at too much of a low percent situation with a blue male this early.
Yeah, nice, comfortable early safety with the blue male here. Killing the guard for this tier 1 tree pool, which is vanilla.
Just green rubies, unfortunately. And despite taking a couple of different paths there, they both make it over there around the same time. Looks like Nash went in just slightly ahead. Now, I was told that if you do the chest room first and then the uncle, you actually save time with an extra screen transition.
I guess kind of depends if you save and quit here, but looks like with 2 weapons, like doing the front of escape's not a terrible choice, I think. But both runners saying, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, they are magic-based weapons, and so having that low magic, I could see why they may choose not to do that.
Yeah, definitely. But with the red cane, you can get through all the rooms with 1 block each. So, but here we go. Start at sync and a boomerang. Bunch of trackable items so far.
Right? Good stuff. Let's see if anybody decides to check lumberjack on their path.
Nice stun prize. Both of them have good knowledge to check this here with that boomerang they found.
Absolutely. Knowing that it's a single bomb, looks like they're going to farm it up a bit.
Pix burning the rest of his magic to make sure he gets that second bomb, which does make routing CAC much nicer.
Nash accidentally reading the sign instead of picking it up there. I totally feel for him. I do that so often.
I think that was tier 2 triple, so I think both of them are just 1 rupee.
Oh wow, okay. So both tier 1 and tier 2 is just the 1 rupee drop. Okay. We do have knowledge of lumberjack, and it is just a 20. So Pix won't know this. He may opt to check it later after finding boots. But
yeah, could be a little bit of a nice time save here. You can see he's already finished all the forest checks and will be into CAC well before Nash, maybe about 30 seconds to a minute earlier. Nash really wanting to kill everything here.
Yeah, he's
maybe he miscounted and thought that he had only killed 3 enemies earlier. Pretty sure he killed 4 though, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. So it might have just been the tier 1 over again. I'm not sure.
That's what it's seeming like. I mean, he is getting some extra bombs out of this. If Kakariko doesn't have some early bombs, this could come out to work in his favor, where he might not have to buy any bombs. But oftentimes I find that Cackwell and or Blind Hut will have some extra bombs. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he did miscount and did it correctly this time.
Yeah, or maybe I miscounted. But yeah, nice tier 2 there. Then with the red rupees.
Absolutely.
So we do see Pix get a bottle. I was gonna say Pix pick a bottle, but
yeah, Pix will have 93 rupees if he doesn't find any rupees in the chests in Kakariko Well. So he might have to try to see if he can find more rupees somewhere. And if he doesn't find bombs here, then he'll have to buy those as well.
oh, nice red mail.
Red mail right away. Okay. I like it. I'm a fan of this seed already. Okay, fortunately he found a red 20 there, so...
Well, the trick is there's not going to be any more hearts, right? Just 3 hearts?
Right, yeah. Just wow, this well is nicely loaded. That was a hook shot, a glove, and... What was the other thing?
Powder.
And the powder, yeah.
And enough money to get a $5 refund.
But no money for bombs yet, so...
Yeah, that ends up being kind of awkward now.
Right,
unless he finds a bomb in the next 2 checks here. Gonna have to abandon the...
Ooh, a bottle for a bottle.
Abandon the chicken hut.
So when you see something like a tier 1 triple and it's green rupees, can you know anything about the other tiers, or are they random? Like, are they...
No, everything is completely random.
Completely random, okay. Because I was like, wow, that could be some, game knowledge working in Nash's favor, but if you can't know, then... But we will see what Chicken Hut will give us with Nash's check here. And was that a sword on library bookshelf?
That was a sword.
Okay, incoming boots soon.
Maybe. Yeah, it looks like
Oh,
can't use bombs to get bombs there.
Oh no, poor pigs. Oh gosh. Okay, so Chicken Hut, I don't think was anything important, but it might be something that weighs on Pix's mind later in the game. He might feel required to check that at some point.
Yeah, he he won't have to go back there. So let's see if he won't be punished if he ends up never making it back. But not getting the bomb. Oh yeah, I forgot. They knew that the stun prize was a bomb, so
it's
okay.
So it's easy enough to farm the bombs.
But yeah, not getting lucky with getting bomb in that 50-50 rock.
Okay, so Pix decided to take the Saha path after Kakariko. What do you think about this play?
Oh, we got a sword out of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's starting to feel like the mountain is calling a bit. It's still a bit out of logic, so it's not. I think it's better to go South Shore first. Try and clean up like some quick density checks down there. This could be a play, him thinking maybe this is a pendant, and if I do this now, I might find some progression that my opponent might get to really late, or find, maybe even last location if they find, something Dark World access or something else that draws them away from this area for a really long time. Something like the mirror over here could be pretty big.
Absolutely.
And then because it's not because it's a pendant, he's thinking like, well, I probably don't have to finish the dungeon, so we'll see.
That's true. It also is the green pendant, though. So
that's definitely a thing.
I do like checking it. I worry that he went in a little soon. But it's just like you said, if it's something like really important out here, like it's a gamble. Like if he finds something that's really cool here, that could give him a lead. That could really put this game in a particular cadence for the rest,
Yeah, definitely. And did Nash never drain the dam? Right? Did I see that right?
Oh gosh, I was watching Pix's side. I didn't see if Nash drained
the dam.
Ooh,
there you go. See, Pix finds a hammer in Eastern.
There's that item you were talking about.
Early clowning pays off.
Pretty massive. Is that another sword in Mini
Another
Molder?
sword. Yeah, so this could you know, if Nash
Wow.
doesn't want to go into Eastern, if he finds the Moon Pearl early and finds the second sword in
This
Saha, it could draw him away to go do
Aga.
Aga here if it comes down to
Absolutely.
that. But
Yeah, early lamp with multiple swords. This very well may put him in the Aga path. And I mean, it could still be Aga if the Moon Pearls on Pyramid Lounge or something, but
yeah, that's super rare, but you're right, it does happen.
yeah.
Or
Well, I mean,
something
there's
leading to the Moon Pearl, like a
yeah,
Flippers or something.
exactly. Flippers or even boots.
But yeah, otherwise we found a lamp and a sword in Mini Moldrum Cave. It seems like
Mm-hmm.
not too much else. So Pix leading. I think he found 3 items. I'm guessing he found 3 items there and decided to leave Eastern. So
Let's see. Well, one I don't know. One of the first one was like a compass. So maybe yeah, maybe it
yeah,
was
I think you're right. Maybe there was one.
maybe he decided that was the progress he was gonna get, and just
Yeah,
because he found a red boomerang after that. I'm not sure if it was the full 3 items or not. I like the back of Escape Check by Nash.
oh,
Especially
definitely. Yeah, as soon as you find a glove, it's not a bad choice.
Mm-hmm. It's a quick 3 checks, and it can give you some more insight on the red.
Yeah, and having that small key. Oh,
There, so
Nash
you're
missed his
right.
Moon Pearl.
That's dangerous.
So that's
He must
Dark
have
World
just
access for Pix.
That's wow. This is very interesting because I think that was just a mistake on Nash. Like I can't imagine
Yeah,
anybody would intentionally skip that.
yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Oh my. That could easily send that if he doesn't remember that he missed that, that could easily send Nash on a very different path than Pix. Though that might actually send him to dip Eastern.
Oh, and look, there's a bow and escape.
Wow.
Okay, so
Oh
that's
my
going to push
gosh.
him to Eastern for sure.
Probably, yeah, the lamp and the bow. He's gonna find the sword in Saha, and then he'll find the hammer. Oh, well.
Mm,
Wonder
yeah,
what he
I
was
don't, I'm
thinking
not sure
there.
what he's going to
Mountain,
do here.
maybe? Oh, front of escape
Front of
first.
escape? Yeah, because
Okay.
yeah, you never found the map, so.
I personally like to check all of escape. Again, it could just be because I'm a standard original, standard start original, but
I mean,
if you
yeah,
find
like you can
something
kind of
there.
think of escape as a pendant dungeon with no pendant.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. And when you say it like that, then I feel worse about checking it. But
I mean, you know, if there's progression there, then you're not wrong.
how many items is all of escape? You know, like
5? I forget exactly.
it's a pretty big pendant dungeon then.
I think 5. 5 sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah. So the only thing though the only issue I have with what happened and the way he ended up routing this here was because doing the Uncle opening kind of isolates the front of escape here, and Nash kind of found a ton of progression that, like, going back to escape kind of this early, like, it doesn't really make sense to do when you have other stuff you can do that has like more density or whatever. You know, imagine if you're
Right.
oh wait, here we get a map check. 1 second. So Mire and Skullwoods are pendants, and Swamp is the other red crystal.
Wait. I think he meant to use the boomerang to grab the key and instead place the bomb.
Oops.
There we go.
But sorry, yeah, just real quick to finish that thought. Then, you know, if you end up finding progression that leads you deeper into the seed in a way that you're supposed to go, then you might not ever have to go back to the front of escape. So you could end up wasting. It's a lot of time. You can see just already from this runner's, like, it's almost 2 minutes here just to check the rest of escape.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
In Nash's case.
Yeah. So this seed has already lent itself to be a very aggressive seed. Like, lots and lots of options with lots of, what do you call it? Access to a lot of the world with these items. Like, you have Dark World access early on, you have Mountain access early on.
Yeah.
So, you know, naturally there's going to be divergence. It's just unfortunate because I really do think that missing the dam pole was a mistake on Nash's part and not a choice. So,
Yeah, I agree. I think, like, you know, from both runners have are kind of missing a small piece of the puzzle here. Pix opting to go into the Dark World kind of aggressively, I would say. Like, checking back of escape before Dark World is a pretty common like play that you almost always do that. You know, and if he had done that, he would have had a bow as well. It would have given him better direction and say, hey, look, I can go do a pod now. You know, it's a crystal. Let's go finish it off.
absolutely. Yeah, I definitely agree there. I think the Dark World play is very aggressive with backup escape still available.
Yeah, and then yeah, like you said, we got some nice divergence seeing Nash chase up the mountain, which you know to him makes a lot of sense. He has all the right items to do so. The problem that he might come up with here is if Mirror is in like Hera area or something, then he won't be able to get there without the hammer, which is we know is just sitting in Eastern.
In Eastern, yeah, and you know, we both kind of thought the bow would lead him over there, and that may be what he was debating when he saved and quit to Link's house before doing the front of escape. Oh, here's the back of escape for Pix. So
oh, cool.
he was just doing a quick Hype Cave, South Dark World stuff before doing this, I think, and then going to the north side of the Dark World. So I like it. I like that decision. Now, will he go to Dark Cross?
Yeah, you have to go to Dark Cross if you have lamp and a key back here.
Excuse me. Did you happen to see what was on Spec Rock?
I think there was a 300 inside and a heart piece on top, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for the 300, but
that's a lot of time.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you were getting there. That he knows there's tier 2 tree pulls already, and he might be just saying, "Oh, I'll find money somewhere else," right?
Well, I mean, you do have 7 checks over here with the Paradox Cave and then the Spiral Cave too. So if he finds like a 300 here, then great, you know. Oh my
nice.
gosh,
look at those
flippers.
Seed's opening up nicely, isn't it?
This is incredibly open seed.
Yeah. So now this is what I was getting at a little bit earlier. Now, because Pix already did the Hype Cave play west, I think you were right that he was thinking of kind of Village of Outcast, Thieves Town area next. But now Pod is open, so the routing just ends up being a little bit awkward, a little bit of retracing steps, like something you don't normally want to do if you can help it.
Yeah. Looks like Nash got that bomb jump just fine.
Very nice. Yeah, we found all 4 bottles, Smart.
Yeah, bottle
and red mail.
% complete. This is perfect.
And red shield.
Woo! Red shield, let's go. We need 1 more shield, and we're happy.
Yeah, finding nothing on Floating Island here. I think he just found a couple hearts in Paradox Cave and maybe a bottle. Or
yeah,
nothing major.
Cave. Right. Kind of empty. Just the flippers. That was the only like progressive-y thing there. And
it's getting a bit bullied.
Yeah. Oh gosh, half a heart. Yikes.
I think he has a fairy in a bottle, so it should be okay.
With all the bottles.
Obviously, you don't want to waste it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You're going into pod with no mirror. Death warping is definitely a thing.
Ooh, good point. It's very true. It's nice to have 4 hearts when you're trying to death warp, but when you're trying to save fairies, it's not nice.
Right.
Let's see. Nash did. Oh, it looks like he's hula-hanning. So I think you're right. Maybe you should have grabbed that cash.
Is that? I thought you had to be like closer.
No, you just have to get knocked in and start at the top of the screen.
Oh, okay. Wow, that makes it a lot easier. Ooh, I like this route.
Does he get it? Does he get the Pac-Man? Ah, very nice. He didn't even check the sign to see who won the mentor tournaments. Or, I mean, the main tournaments, the MTs. The sign in Houlihan Room has a list of all the winners of the previous main tournaments.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Go check it out next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time I'm Houlihaning, I'm gonna be like, heck yeah. I'll probably just Houlihan just to check it.
All right, this is cool. So we see Nash chasing those flippers, which makes sense for him. Everything so far from both of our runners is fully in logic. So the seed's been kind of nice to give you a pretty moderate sense of direction here so far.
Oh, he's gonna be so close to Zora money. So hopefully he finds some money in Waterfall Fairy.
Yeah, there's not really much else he can farm from the areas he's in right now.
Right.
Looks like he's chasing Eastern here, which we know is actually what he needs to do. But for us, we want to see new checks, right?
Yeah, right.
That's a nice little bit of knowledge Pixie's there to know there's a fairy room on the right-hand side of this Bowlock side of pod. So, finding the mitts.
Mitts are always in pod. I'm always saying that. That's crazy. Even more diversity, or openness for the seed. We have access to everything. The only thing we need is the flute in the mirror, and you're like, I can go anywhere.
Yeah, the seed's definitely, giving a pretty good sense of direction here. And we'll see what else we find in pod to see if there's even more useful items. But there is one thing that's really major to point out, Smirk.
Mm-hmm.
What's our crystals here today? What do we still need to complete our crystals today?
Oh my gosh, we just need the fire. Wait, we need a lot. We have TR. So fire rod, ice rod, medallions.
Yeah, fire rod, ice rod, a medallion, and a mirror. So ice rod was one of those things.
Right. So
that could be
you're getting at the ice rod hunt. That could be absolutely, and medallions too can usually be almost anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the hammer for Nash.
Yeah, he still doesn't have a moon pearl, so he's gonna 100% complete the dungeon and turn in green pendant here, I believe.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's gonna probably do everything he can.
Before Aga.
Oh gosh, then he'll probably do Aga. Before remembering about that dam, and I hope he does. That's really an unsettling place to be when you forget something.
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah. I don't know if Nash uses a map tracker or anything, but it would definitely show up as uncollected. But a lot of times, if you skip the drained item, you just mark it off anyway.
Exactly. And even if it shows up green on the map tracker, it could be something like, well, I know I was there. I must have done it. Why wouldn't I have done it?
Right,
so
exactly.
I just clicked it off, thinking that. I don't know if we pointed this out, but that was a really nice hammer jump by Pix.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
very nicely routed to where he was able to go through the dark maze, down to up and clockwise, all the way through Harmless Hellway to get back to where he is now. So very impressive routing of pod there. Still on 4 hearts though. I mean, the red mail is definitely nice, but still a bit scary to going in towards Helma with just 4 hearts.
Yeah, and I think the way the pod keys were laid out, the big key chest, the vanilla big key chest was actually just a small key, so he knew that he could go through pod this way and not miss anything. So it's really nice knowledge and key knowledge from him there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then chat pointing out too that the layout of items that Nash has gotten at this point will likely drive him back all the way up to Hera before checking dam again, unless he remembers.
Yeah, that could be a lot. So he will have Hera available. He will have Aga available.
Ooh, Aga, yep.
And I don't think anybody went to Agina. So
nope, we did not see Agina.
He might take that long walk over there.
No one decided to get their boots from Agina.
Right? I mean, Why wouldn't they? And then he's also got that Zora still, you know, Waterfall Fairy and Zora. I think he chose not to go to Waterfall Fairy because he was wanting to get the money for Zora and do it all in one go.
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, another thing that I saw people talking about is there is a money room in the back of Eastern with 90 rupees that he actually opted not to do here. So.
Yeah, he could have definitely done that for the extra rupees. I wonder what he'll decide to do.
Very nice bullfight here on Armos.
Yeah.
And gets it, too. Well done.
Oh, so there was an item on Armos Knights. Just picks when he was here. He was not able to get it at the time because he did not have the bow.
Yeah, he also, it was the vanilla big key, so Pix decided to, instead of waste time checking if the big chest had an item, just left. So.
Yeah.
Which, you know, finding the hammer, it's a very reasonable play.
Agreed. All right, now let's see if this green pendant is anything.
So first crystal done for Pix, and green pendant done for Nash. Also want to point out very good routing from Nash to do Eastern first, and then Saha at the end. And there's our Zora money.
There's the Zora money. So he might decide to do Waterfall Fairy and Zora, or he might go back to Tower of Hera. We'll see what he chooses to do here.
So what do you think Pix goes here?
Pix? Let's see. So he just completed pod. I think he's going to go left towards Thieves Town.
Would you go up the mountain with hookshot, mitts, everything?
Oh, right.
And be able to do Hera?
He did find the mitts. Yeah, actually, I probably would. Honestly, I think I would take that path first. I don't like doing Thieves Town without the boots.
Who does, though, really?
Right? So, you know, and of course, you know, the boots could just be there, but I tend to do things that are less bootsy if I can, and hope that the boots are there. Oh, he's checking the chicken house. Remember?
Oh, yeah, cleaning this up. Yeah. Why do you pretend like you don't have bottles when you have 4 bottles?
Right? All right, dropping all. See what the Waterfall Fairy gives us. Red potions, okay. So yeah, since I think, this may have led him over here because of that chicken house miss, so.
Yeah, where? Oh, I guess he's just cleaning up Light World Kakariko.
Yeah, probably doing powder, and then maybe going. Did you see what was on Zora Ledge?
Red rupee. It was nothing.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there can't be too much left in the seed, right? Like item-wise. We found everything already.
Well,
it's only 26 minutes.
You didn't mention an ice rod.
Yeah. No, that's going to be somewhere gross if everything else is this free. Right?
Well,
right?
You rolled it, right?
I did roll the seed.
Okay, so yeah, then absolutely, ice rod is definitely going to be gross. All right, let's see if Nash has remembered about that dam pull, or if he's gonna like it. If it were me in his shoes, I would not remember that moon pearl until I've done absolutely everything on it. Or I say moon pearl, but the dam, the dam.
The damn moon pearl, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the damn. So yeah, if it were me, I would definitely see all of what he's doing now. But you know, I do hope that, you know, something in the back of his mind is like, wait a minute, hold on, like, did I miss something? And if he spends the time to think about it and remembers it, that could really help him get back on track here.
Yeah, I just want to point out too, or I guess shout out to both of these runners are routing this very well with the information they have. Like we know that because Nash missed the moon pearl, you know, it's going to be hard for him to get back to, but you know, doing a very good job, like following kind of the chain of progression here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with what you have, like if you put yourself in their shoes, you're like, okay, I have these items. What should I do next? Because at this point for him, he's looking for pretty much the moon pearl.
Yeah, right.
So absolutely, yeah, go to a crystal dungeon you can clear and complete, and you know, grab stuff on the way, you know. So, and he's doing it in a very nice priority order, where he's, you know, opting to go to the more dense locations and check these things before, you know, like before doing something like Agina, I guess.
Yeah. Agina kind of tends to be your either last play before Aga or one that you don't do until after Aga. But if you're looking for a Moon Pearl, you know, that's where it gets tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
So seeing a hairpot setup, one I don't know.
This is very similar to the Philly
pot. That's Philly pot, but from the left. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. Very nicely done, too. Nails it first try.
Good sword buffering there to get into the pixels range. The nice thing about that setup is you're able to be in like a 3 or 4 pixel range horizontally. So it's super easy to get to, and vertically you don't have to worry because you can set it up with the blue pegs on the left. So
yeah, shout out to another one of our mentor tournament participants, Philisty, for improving on that tech and discovering that setup for it.
Absolutely. It has definitely changed a lot of people's hair pots.
Oh, for sure. I use it now. That's my main hair pot now.
That's your main, yeah. I use it as long as I don't have boots, for sure. And even, like, honestly, like, I get it. I'm getting it more often now. We've started doing it. And it's like, you know, like, it's sometimes I think I might just convert to that one completely because the hook speed one, sometimes I just don't get it for a while, and it's like, okay, I should have just Philly potted.
Ooh, getting troll dormed as you do. Yeah, no, definitely. I do know runners who just do that full time. They don't even bother with the boots setup anymore because they know they can do it consistently, first try every time. And you know, these tricks are only fast if you get them quickly.
Absolutely. Oh, Trolldorm, please. That's just Trolldorm being Trolldorm. Like, he's just being rude right there.
Yeah, definitely committed to the hammer play here, which is does the same amount of damage as a Master Sword spin. So either one a viable way.
I honestly, I prefer the hammer. I think it's easier to hit him with the hammer and not knock myself off with the sword spins. Very nicely done there when Trolldorm is a little more cooperative.
Oh, wow, that's that's a place for that. The only way to get that mirror is the route that Nash took, so Pix will have to, you know... Oh, well, there's our Ice Rod.
There's your Ice Rod.
Free seed.
Yep, so no Ice Rod hunt. And he also did find Quake somewhere on this...
That was in chest game.
Chess game, okay. I thought it was Vu, but I wasn't. So, okay.
So what does mirror give us? Nothing.
Yikes.
I mean, not for Nash. Sorry, I'm thinking, like, what does it give Nash?
Yeah, it doesn't give Nash a whole lot right now.
Let's see, where is he heading here, then? Nash checked Aga, right? Yeah, okay. He checked Lumberjack. Oh, I guess he's doing Powder?
Powder? Probably Powder, yeah.
Yeah, this feels pretty bad. I hope he remembers this. This is not a way you want to last location.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, like the bonus is that it's the Moon Pearl. Like there's a lot less stuff to check when you last locate the Moon Pearl. So he's gonna run out. And unfortunately, this seed was super open in the beginning, so there was still a whole lot to check. But
yeah, I was just thinking that too. That he's already checked a lot. So
yeah, but at least you know the whole Dark World is inaccessible, really. So you know it's. You know, if he had missed like that Ice Rod in the attic or something like that, that could take an eternity, and you can full clear the entire game before ever doing that. But with the Moon Pearl, you're gonna run out sooner than later, and that's gonna, you know, kind of drive you to be like, okay, I missed something somewhere. Where was it?
Do you think he's chasing Aga here, or goes to avoid it? Yeah, he's still trying to avoid it. So
this might be a Gina, but maybe he remembers the dam since he's going that way. Maybe the mirror might have been like, wait a minute, you know? Maybe?
Hopefully. Very hopefully.
No, he's just going straight to a Gina.
He's walking right by it. Okay. He's got to totally remember this at some point, though, right? I mean, but what you said, there's been a ton of open checks before the Moon Pearl was needed.
Yeah, that's the downside of it. Like, normally, if you last locate a Moon Pearl, it's like, oh, well, there's only like a few things you can do, but in this particular situation...
And we get our second crystal from Pix here. And so Smirk, we got Great Corbett just showed up. Do you want to give him a quick rundown of what happened here?
Yeah, great forfeit. Sorry, I've been so focused on the game. It's been very intense right now.
No, I think it's
So
just a good time to give a good quick overview of what we've seen so
yeah,
far. So.
absolutely. So basically, both runners have decided to do, some pretty aggressive plays. Picks more so than Nash. But the main thing is when Nash went down to the dam, he I think, just forgot to pull the lever and drain it. So he never got the item there, which happens to be the moon pearl. So right now he's basically clearing all of the things that the seed has given us early on, which, as you can see from our tracking, is a lot.
Yeah,
um,
and now it looks like, to him, it looks like an aga seed, it seems, right?
yeah, and so he's doing everything correctly, based on the items that he's found. Like, okay, well, now I do this, now I do that. And he's following that logic very, very well. Unfortunately, it's just a mistake that caused it. So, yeah, so skip, I would say, is kind of like a harsh word because I really don't think it was
Yeah,
intentional.
it wasn't a skip. It looked very, very much like he just thought he had grabbed it or something.
Yeah.
And of course, the one time that happens, like in a race like this, it's the one. It's the only progression item you need to keep going.
Right? Like how many times is the damn item the progression item? Like, oh, I forgot it. Whoops. And it was like a green rupee or something. No big deal. But in this case, it was the moon pearl. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. But he will remember it at some point. And there's still a lot of things that could happen with this seed. Medallions can be tricky.
Ooh, so that was a trick that Pix was trying to do. Hookshot through that spike, and he was a little bit high on it. The way to get that trick, by the way, for anyone who's interested to learn or figure it out, is to basically just walk into the spike and then hookshot at the last second. If you do that, then it'll align you perfectly to be able to hookshot through the spike. And if you get hit, that's fine. You just hookshot after you get hit, and you'll be aligned.
Oh, I didn't know that second part that you just mentioned. If you get hit by the spike, you just hookshot to realign. That's cool.
Yeah, you're already aligned by the 2 blocks, so you just hookshot again.
That's awesome.
This is an interesting seed, though. We're now down to no access to Ice Palace, but it seems like, from what we've seen so far, high flute.
Okay, well, flute on bumper ledge. Flute is not technically required.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, well, maybe the cape's just in like validation chest or something, and we're never actually going to see that flute.
It could actually be, but I for sure would be like, oh my gosh, we need to find this cape.
Yeah. Right now, it depends on finding either the book or the cape to be able to get to desert, which both of our runners have pieces of the puzzle, with the mirror being in Hera, as it likes to hang out sometimes.
Right.
And this is going to be very nice from Pixar. He looks like for now, he's not going to do Smith Chain and going to head up the mountain. I mean, he wants to do mirrorless Smith Chain, right?
Right, yeah. I would definitely prefer this as well. He's got the whole Dark Death Mountain available to him. Is this his first time up the mountain, actually? Yeah, it has to be.
This is a smart play from him. A lot of times you want to wait until you have enough stuff to try and completely full clear the mountain on your first pass.
Absolutely, and so he's going to get a full clear, basically, of this mountain. Actually, not just basically, like
everything but TR is available, I believe, and Ether Tablet, right?
Yeah, even Spike Cave, I think, because of Burna and the bottles.
Yep. Just Burna.
Just Burna. Okay, it's Cave and Bottle or Burna. I forget which one needs half magic. I don't know.
So with Burna, you can actually do Spike Cave with only 3 hearts. If you have just the minimum health and Burna, you can actually complete Spike Cave without dying.
Oh, okay. So then Burna puts Spike Cave in logic as long as you have like hammering gloves.
Yes, and the Moon Pearl.
Oh, okay.
And and then with the cape, you need a magic extension of some kind, which can either be a bottle, or half magic.
Gotcha. Okay, Pig's got to be a little careful.
No, yeah, he got lucky there. No, I guess he still has a fairy, huh? He hasn't taken a death yet, so.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
And we get Agate down. It looked like, what, 2 blue balls?
Yeah, so not too crazy.
Sorry, yeah, Nash checked Lumberjack. Pix did not. Nash knows that Lumberjack is nothing, so.
I was just going to answer that too.
Okay. I think Nash realizes, he sees it's not the Moon Pearl and it's not a progression item, so now he's got to start thinking, okay, crap, what did I skip? Or what did I miss, rather? Not skip. It was definitely not a skip.
Right. And what does he actually have available now?
Nothing.
Because that's it, right?
Yeah, he's full cleared.
He's full cleared everything that he can clear at this point. So now it's just, you know, how long until he remembers what he missed.
Oh, he has the mirror too, so he can't save and quit anymore.
Oh gosh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, Pix having a nice little clear here. Let's see. So what will actually work out really well for him is that he'll be able to go finish Hera up, and then it looks like it's Nash. I think he figured it out.
Oh, it looks like he's going in the right direction here. So
this routing is going to actually work out really well for Nash. With the way he's going to find the Moon Pearl here, and then can go straight to like Swamp Palace. Just kind of funny how that works out sometimes, right?
Right, yeah, because the mirror and the flippers. That's crazy.
And there might not be anything in Swamp Palace, so that might end up actually losing him time. But he'll be able to do it. And, maybe he finds a Fire Rod in there, and then, hey, look, Pod's available, go there next, find the Myths, and then, oh, cool, now you can go to Ice Palace or something, right? Like, he might still have a nice path to clear out this seed pretty efficiently.
Yeah, and the main thing is, it didn't take him too long to figure out what he missed.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what's really, really cool. Like, I definitely would have spent like 5 to 10 minutes just thinking. So, so what he loses in time overall is just the Aga climb, really?
Yeah. Pretty much.
The forced double dip of the mountain.
Well, it wasn't really forced, but yeah.
For him, it was.
For him, it was, right.
Because I don't know if he might have done the same thing. Yeah, not forced is not necessarily the right word, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. And Pix with the same Philly pot setup. Nails it.
Yeah.
Best trick.
So nice. It's so awesome.
Yeah, I depending on how Nash decides to play out the rest of the seed, he might realize, maybe I'm behind. I need to play a little more risky and try and, gamble a bit more on, skipping certain checks that, from what we've seen, all of the stuff so far has kind of been on the way. If he sticks to dungeons here and finds the rest of his progression and skips all the overworld, that's a decent amount of time he saves on picks. And the only thing I think we've really seen is Quake in
Village of Outcast.
Yeah, and the flute
and Ice Rod. Right, the flute on Bumper Ledge, and the Ice Rod was in Thieves Town, like you said.
Yeah, and the Ice Rod and the Myths are just on the way at this point. So
exactly.
But this is definitely a skill to learn, is to learn how to play from behind,
And it looks like he's doing exactly like you said, taking this chance, an opportunity to just go straight into Swamp Palace. It's a full clearable crystal dungeon, red crystal, 6 items in Swamp. I mean, he's right there. It's a great. I like this play as well.
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't get really any closer than where he was when he found the Moon Pearl.
Yep.
Cool. So Pix gets his mirror now, so he's pretty much caught up on items. He's just ahead by the Myths, which are in the Bolock side of Pod and the Ice Rod, and then that Quake Medallion, of course.
Right. So we'll get to see some new checks from both of them here. While Pix goes, he's going to do Spiral Cave and then probably go to the Dark Death Mountain.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you a question. If you get through all this stuff and you don't find a Fire Rod, and TR is Quake, do you hop in?
Ooh. So the only 2 times I've ever done that, it has not worked out. So, and every single other time that I've had the option and chosen not to do it, it has worked out. So at this point, I'm going to stick with the chances and say no, I do not dip it right now. How about you?
Well, considering what Pix has done so far, if he doesn't find a fire source or the cape, all he has left is swamp or TR, basically, and then smith chain and catfish, I believe.
Right. Yeah, he has a decent amount of overworld available. You know, with that mirror, he has all the mirror checks.
And all the mirror checks.
Well, not Keystone, but like tons of mirror checks. The smith chain, the smith chain is actually pretty loaded right now. You know, you have Smith, the purple chest, the hammer pegs, and the K45 on the way. So I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of the smith chain on its own, but I would definitely prefer that over TR.
But what if your fire rod's in TR?
I mean, that's just the mean seed. But like, I don't think that's necessarily a good play.
Oh, there's a book.
Now there's a book, so he can check either tablet, Bombo's tablet at the end of the smith chain. Like, the smith chain now is really.
I was thinking more for desert, but.
Oh well, there's also desert. Yeah.
I'm super not okay with smith chain right now. No, it's fine.
I think I was just focused on it because of the comparison to TR. Like, it's more dense than TR at this point.
Yeah, potentially for sure.
Especially if without the fire rod, like, you can't check the right side. Like, I don't know. But you know, there's also a chance that like you go into TR and there's just nothing there in the front, no keys or anything, and you can't go any further. So you don't really lose much time just for checking. I just know I've been baited all the way to Laser Bridge without a fire.
Oh, Pix is not checking TR entrance here. This is it's kind of okay. It turns out there's our fire rod in left side swamp.
Oh, like you said, fire rod in swamp.
This might be the end of the items. There's Quake. It's Quake.
Okay, Quake for TR. Wow. Okay.
So if desert's not boots locked, we're done.
Wow, that is what? Okay, what just happened? That's all? I was so thinking, TR's gonna be like Bombos or something. No, it's Quake. Oh my gosh. So this is kind of a jet seed.
Yeah, I would consider this very much a jet seed. Unless the boots are somewhere terrible.
Boots. Except for no boots, yeah. And that
there's bootless jet seed.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, it's still a jet seed, but it's not like a boots jet seed.
Exactly.
So how about you? Would you go to library bookshelf to get the extra sword? Like, assuming they don't find another sword.
If they find the boots?
Master. Yeah, if they find the boots, would you go there or and without the flute still? Like, you
without the flute? Yeah, probably.
For me, it's
I don't know.
100% definitely, but
if I had the boots, then it probably does save more time by grabbing it than not. So.
Yeah. I think objectively it probably does, because like Master Sword, Ganon, and also just like the rest of the bosses along the way, you know, you save time on each one of them with a tempered sword.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the thing, is if you can get it early, then it saves you more time than getting it later.
For sure, absolutely, yeah.
All right, Pix doesn't have much left. He has Swamp Palace, and then, like you said, all the mirror checks and smith chains. So.
Oh, he's about to go at this. I think this is a swamp play.
Yeah. So yeah, he can finish swamp here, and then, you know, from his perspective, he can go west and check Bombos, and then do desert.
Now, does he skip left side, do you think?
I don't know.
Some people do.
The way he's playing, he might.
Yeah, he's been relatively aggressive, but I don't think he's been too skippy in dungeons. But like, the dungeons that he's been in has not been a very skippy opportunity. Like,
yeah, that's true.
You know, like, what do you skip in Thieves Town or Hera? Like, I guess Hera you can skip the basement if that was a thing, but in this one,
right, for sure.
So this is we'll have to see what happens here. If he skips left side swamp, that could take him a while to get back to, and that could.
Yeah, he's not getting that till the end of the seed.
And actually, that's an interesting thing to note, because Nash did not skip left side swamp. So, like, you know, he may feel like he's behind because of what happened with that Moon Pearl. You know, I might be tempted to.
Yeah, right. I was thinking that too.
But he decided to take the safe route, and it definitely paid off here. So I'm glad for him, but it's scary when you're like, oh gosh, I already forgot something so early. Like I feel like I need to do things to catch up.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know where he's going actually. Oh, yeah, probably K45 and okay, this makes sense. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. If he just goes north into the Beefstown area.
Well, let's see, because I guess he could do K45, Stumpy, and then dig game since you're in the area. You kind of have to do all that, but
right.
I think from his perspective, going straight to pod wouldn't have been terrible either. Just because, again, like you feel behind from doing Ago. Let's go and try and just clear all our crystals as fast as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of like a either or. I think maybe he's like, oh, this is really dense with that mirror. I can check a bunch of things, Unfortunately, we know that like Pix is basically going to be go mode here.
Oh, he found a shovel too. I forgot there was a shovel in, I think, Diver Down room or Waterfall chest.
What's it? Oh, okay. I missed the shovel. So yeah, then this is even more dense.
Yeah, Pix might. If he doesn't skip Left Side Swamp, he might, realize like I don't need anything else unless I need the boots.
Right.
And then checking desert obviously makes the most sense.
I agree. I would definitely go to desert to find out if the boots are required. Now the only other situation, of course, is then what if the boots are still required for Gan and Big Key?
And he is not skipping Left Side Swamp.
Okay,
so he's going to get his Fire Rod here. See if this puts him in, oh crap, I'm in go mode, better hurry. Unless the boots are required.
This is scary. So what do you do as a more experienced runner when you are in this situation? Like, let's say you go and check desert, and desert is not boot slot. Do you
go to TR?
You assume your go mode and just go? But like,
if it's not boot slot?
You check every. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you're in go mode. You're in go mode. The key on the torch thing that.
It's so rare of a chance for it to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Good point. All right.
I mean, you check chest. You check chest in the same room as you. You don't go out of your way to check stuff. I would say, yeah.
Pix opting for the bomb diver down method.
Yeah, it looks like he's a pixel too high. Oh, this one looks good. I think.
He has no magic. That's what I just realized. I was like, why?
Oh.
that's probably why he's choosing instead of the Smario one.
Yeah, this might end up working out for Nash, the way he routed actually, because from what we've seen so far, the mids checks are unlikely to have anything. So, if he has the Fire Rod, he can go finish. Well, you don't need to finish Skullwoods. Never mind, take it all back. But he can go do Thieves Town, and we'll get his Ice Rod here, and then
Quake probably from Village.
Oh, and then get Quake as well. Yep. And then once he does, like if he says like I need to just go do crystals, go straight to pod, and then he'll get his mitts.
And then he can just do ice after that, and then go up to TR. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, there is Pix's probable or potential go mode.
I actually don't know the chance for desert.
Let's see.
I don't even really think about it.
I think it's 1 in 4.
Yeah, 1 in 5. Oh, 1 in 3.
Well, like
I don't know.
If either the small or the big is there, no, it has to be.
I mean, logical.
Right.
It's just the big, basically.
Yeah, but like if
which can only be in 2 chests. Or no, it could be in 4 chests. So it's like 1 in 4. Yeah.
Yeah, because the big could be locked by the small. So.
That's true. Okay, 2 and 3 we got from chat. I believe you, chat.
All right, let's go with that. 2 and 3, he's in go mode. Oh, yeah. So that's actually a pretty high chance, 66% chance of being in go mode.
Yeah, times the 21 out of 22 for G2.
Yeah, times the 21 out of 22. Woo, let's go math. That must feel pretty good for him. I do think, like you said, he's probably going to go straight to desert after this to be sure of that, because, I mean,
yeah,
like if you want to go to Ice Palace feeling more in go mode than not,
Yeah, it looks like Pix's diver down setup here. It's just 1 pixel too high every time. So Pix, if you're watching this, buddy,
There
You're
we
watching this
go.
back. You're 1 pixel high every time whenever you don't get the bomb timer down.
He decided to just go ahead and use the green.
Yep. That's what you do. Yeah, now we see Nash going through Thieves Town, going to get his ice rod in the attic. So yeah, I mean, like we were kind of saying, you know, based on how it's worked out for him, he's actually, this is a good question for. Oh crap, he doesn't have the book though, so he's still going to have to full clear pod even after finding those myths, and then have to get back to Dark Death Mountain.
Right, book was in Dark Death Mountain. Because unless he somehow finds a cape somewhere,
yeah,
which
that's true.
Wouldn't like, you know, like I don't know, maybe he decides to go to Catfish or something for some reason, and cape is there, then he can get the flute. But
yeah, I almost guarantee capes in GT at this point. If it's giving you access to desert, guaranteed through a book, and putting the flute in a really terrible location, then it doesn't want you to have it.
Probably, yeah. So.
But like you said, though, it could be a nice out, just finding it somewhere on the path.
Yeah.
Or finding boots at Catfish or something, and then getting to speed through and make up a little bit of time.
That's true too. Yeah. Okay, Pix doing the looks like the spin strat here. I can never figure out how to get both puffs or 2 puffs at a time. Every time I try, it like cancels my sword spin and.
That's another good point, chat. Good thing that chat points out that he also doesn't know TR Medallion. So I think he did get Quake. I forget if he did or not before coming into Thieves Town, but that is true. He does not know the medallion yet.
Wait, so. Oh, you mean Nash?
Yes.
Okay,
sorry, Nash.
Pix does know.
Yeah, Pix knows.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are about to find out if we're in GT Big Key Go mode.
I like this the path going from swamp to desert. I think I would check Bombo's tablet on the way here, just, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like too much extra time.
Yep.
Now,
yeah, you got a light world. You got a mirror anyway, so.
Yeah, so you're just like, yeah.
Maybe you get a sword too, or silver, something on the way. Maybe you get 3 bombs. He was out of bombs at the beginning of the game. So.
Bombs at Bombos, so.
Yeah, they forgot the O.
Yeah. It's the bombs tablet.
The bombs tablet. Oh god, there's the cape.
Wow.
Oh,
so the cape
hard required book.
Okay, so do you get that? Do you get that and get the flute on the upper ledge?
You don't get the flute for sure.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
You have the mountain save ready, right? Like, what are you gonna flute to?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna flute to? I think I might get the cape to make Ganon faster, because you can set yourself up for double spins easier. Depending on the patterns, of course. If you do end up only with Master Sword Silverless. Let's find out. Ready? Oh!
It's boots locked.
Oh, it's boots locked. Yeah, you absolutely grab that cape and go straight to the flute now.
Absolutely, yeah. I was just gonna ask that. It's like, if desert is boots locked, what do you do? I don't think you need to check this, right? Because
it's always a key.
It has to be a key. But yeah, so 100% grab the cape, go get that flute, activate the flute, and the world is your oyster. Now, where do you go with that flute?
Ice Palace.
Okay.
Well, I probably get a potion first, and then I go to Ice Palace.
I would check Meyer Shed and Checkboard Cave, and then go to Ice Palace. But that's just a weird me
thing. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's potentially a wasted time. But...
Yeah, he's going straight to TR, which I don't hate either, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of okay. So let's roll this back a bit. Well, because he could full clear TR. He can full clear Ice Palace.
Right.
So if you're at a point, in this part of the seed, you can kind of make a choice of, I found a cape in a dumb place, which leads to a flute. Do I chase that, assuming it's progression, or is that progression dead, even though I know I need the boots now, and then I just continue sticking to dungeons here? Finish all my dungeons, and if I still don't have boots, then I know what to do next.
Okay.
Which is, I think, a very reasonable play. On the other hand, if you go in...
Palace, then?
That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, boots and TR, Days Cloud pointing out in chat, boots and TR is definitely a thing. There's sort of a, there's sort of a, you know how there's the rule of fire everyone talks about, lamp, bombos, and fire rod.
Familiar with that one.
So I have a kind of, I don't know if it's a rule, a guideline that I like to think of too, that I sort of learned from playing a lot of cross queues is Kane hookshot, Samaria hookshot, and boots all kind of like to have a little circle of progression as well. So finding the boots and TR would kind of make sense if it's locked behind, the hookshot and the cane and all that stuff, potentially. But never know.
Huh. Well, in that case, the boots are in Mire on Vitreous.
There you go. There you go.
Because the cane of Samaria and the hookshot.
Yeah, both even. In fact, good call. But yeah, so I mean, I don't hate this play. Like, again, it's to the point of sticking to clearing crystal dungeons.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree that the crystal dungeon thing is a really good thought, and not something that I would have thought to do. Like, I definitely would have been like, okay, I'm getting the flute, which would lead me to other things. But like you said, the boots could just be here or in Ice Palace, and sticking to that crystal dungeon mentality could really just be the way to do it. And so far, the seed has been that way. Like, the crystal dungeons have had the things.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a decent amount of options here. So it's something you gotta think through, like what your next step is when you find out Desert's boots lock.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely love this seed, actually. So great job rolling it, because it's
because
really
there's
cool.
at least one troll, and that troll is the boots.
Well, it's less that. It's more just like how open it became so early on. Like, you had options and options and options, and the way that Pix has been able to stay focused on the crystal dungeons with all of that which is available to him. Same with Nash. He's keeping that focus. I am such a distracted person. I like to just be like, oh gosh, now I can go anywhere and everywhere. Where do I go next? And so this is really cool to see. I love puzzles, and that openness and decision making thing is really a skill. So it's impressive.
Oh, Pix got a cape now, so he can just dodge the chain chomps. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Ooh, did he cape right at the wrong second going through the door? No, he's good.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, you can get stuck bouncing in and out of stairs over and over.
Gosh!
If you turn off the cape as you walk through a stair.
Man, this game, there's so many surprises. Like, if you don't know it, like, you could just accidentally do these things.
Actually, that's another good one to point out. If that does happen to you, to anyone who plays this game and has never gotten cape stuck in a door, just use the cape again and it'll unstuck you. So.
Okay, that's a nice fix at least. There was one that there are two things that I did recently that I had no idea. One was like, I guess I saved and quit while jumping off the ledge somewhere, and I guess that was almost the exploration glitch.
Yep, that's the thing.
And then there was another one where
boots
and TR. Wow, Days Cloud calling it out in chat and Pix following it. Wow, good job. So this is his official go mode, like 100% without a doubt. He can now clear this dungeon, go to Desert, clear that, and finish off Ice Palace, or however order he decides to do it in, and go straight to the boss. So Pix's go mode at 102.10 or 15-ish.
Goodbye flute.
Incredible. Very, very nice job reading the seed, staying focused, not getting distracted, not going after that flute like a greedy treasure hunter that I am.
Yeah, he's not going for tracker percent here.
No,
he's going for a kill Ganon as fast as possible.
He is staying so focused, and I am so impressed. This is awesome. I love to see this. Now, Okay, he had to do lava chest anyway, so checking the big chest here is the thing you're supposed to do, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even though there wasn't anything there, but yes, you do
Right,
that.
but
Because
that's what you do.
if the small key's there, then you have to go all the way back for it, and there's no way to warp back if you don't check it anyway. So you have to walk back from Laser Bridge, which is dumb.
Yeah, that's rough.
I think he forgot he had the boots there.
Yeah, when you get the boots late in a seed, for me about the hour mark is when I just forget. Like it's like I just got the boots, I'll like immediately dash, and then I just forget. So that's probably what happened to me. All right. Meanwhile, we have Nash over here. He's finishing up pod again, doing absolutely everything that he should be doing.
Yep. Doing a very good job too. He's not that far behind really on
what he needs to do. He is now also, after finding those mids, he is now also in. Well, no, because of the book, like we mentioned before. He still needs to find desert access.
Yeah, I think he ends up losing a bit of time here though, because from his point of view, he has either go check the TR area or Ice Palace area.
Yeah, that's true. So he's going to probably go to Ice next.
Yeah, and it would make sense from his perspective. So
absolutely, yeah. Like he may decide to go to Dark Death Mountain to get the Quake or the medallion information, and that actually could turn out in his favor too, because not only will he get the book there, which is Desert Access, but he would probably be tempted to dip or to go into TR, because that's something that I'll sometimes do. Is like, okay, hold on. Am I close enough to go mode? Like, what do I need? So I like to know what medallion I need from TR, and Death Mountain is also, or Dark Death Mountain is also a very dense chunk. So
yeah,
he might be thinking that and like, hey, let me go see what medallion I need for TR, and that'll give me information of what I need to find and how many checks I need to do.
Oh, he mirrored to the front. I was like, where did he go? I thought he mirrored to the beginning of the dungeon.
Oh, no, he took the safety door.
Yeah, that's another thing to point out. If you're doing Laser Bridge and you have a cape and the blue cane, you should be using the blue cane. It uses far less magic.
Right. Yeah, the blue cane like has a higher activation cost, but then over time it uses less magic. And the only exception is the cape. You can grab the wall and it doesn't use any. Or if you're just slashing continuously, it also uses it very, very, very slowly. Otherwise, the cape or the cane, the blue cane, is the way to go for magic conservation. He's got to be a little careful here. I don't know what his potions are like.
Yeah, I think he used his potions and he never refilled them.
Yeah,
So yeah, he doesn't have any magic here, right? But we see Nash going up here. This is going to work out well for him. So he's not that far behind.
Well. No, he's not.
So doing a good job playing the seed well, even with his early missed check there.
Absolutely. So I'm glad. This is a really close race still. Like, it may seem like Pix is really, really far ahead, but Ash is going to be able to get his book and his boots up here probably if he decides to stick with the TR play, which will give him boots for Desert and the rest of the seed. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, Pick's doing a good job with Hammer Trinex there. And having some fun with some bootsing.
A little bit of a moonwalk.
Is that what it? Yeah, it was a moonwalk. Duck moonwalk. I like it. All right, here is the medallion check. Knows that it's quick. Knows that he has access to it. So, in your shoes, what would you do? Would you still do TR here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I would.
Yeah, you already walked all the way up here. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
So let's see, where does Pix go? It looks like he's getting a sword.
Right, those boots. Get the tempered sword. I think I may also go ahead and get some bottle refills.
Yeah, the only problem with that is there's nowhere to do it except to get a red goo at the shop here in town. Because getting to the magic shop is infinitely far away from him at this point. There's no reason to ever go to that part of the map.
Oh, I figured with the little portal.
Yeah, but that takes you a solid minute just to get potions if you do it that way.
That's true. Okay. And he does have the bug neck, so I don't know. The thing for me with well, it's tempered sword neck, so
yeah,
it's I don't know. I'd still be a little scared with that with no half magic on a silverless fight. So I think he is gonna take that whirlpool. Or yes, I think
you might be right. Yeah. Yep. Good call.
And
you should have started timing it just to see
how long it takes. Well, I mean,
well, it was like 108.40, right? So. I mean, these are good. It sounds kind of silly to say, oh, well, it costs this much time, this much. But, you know, you've lost a race by 30 seconds before, right?
Yeah, I've lost a race by 7 seconds before, so...
Yeah, so kind of knowing and understanding, like, you know, getting a safety versus going and doing things. Like, how much time does it cost you versus what does it give you as far as confidence or safety goes.
Oh, he's getting 3? Okay, I was about to... He tried to get 3, though. Next time he rages at me about getting extra potions. I'm gonna, like, clip this and send it back to him.
Got some ammo for him here. Cool. So Nash got through the first part of TR. We'll be really close to his boots here in a second.
Yeah. He's gonna have to check the lava chest, so, you know. Actually, he doesn't, like, he could be, in his mind, he could be go mode. Like, he doesn't know about Desert Palace. Do you think he skips lava chest? Because that's where the boots are. Right?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That would be very unfortunate. I don't think he will. I think the way he's been playing, he's been very thorough. He's been very, you know, following that logic. So I think he does it.
Yeah, he's been routing very well, I would say. Like, actually, you know,
exactly. Yeah.
Just missing the one chest, like, it hasn't lost him as much time besides the Aga climb. Like, if he hadn't done Aga, that's, you know, get whatever 3 or 4 minutes back, and it's a very, very close race at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, he's still about half a TR behind, it feels like, but you know, once he finds this, he can go to desert and just go straight in and clear it.
Yeah, and he won't have to have double dipped it like Pix did. Now, it's not that much time, but
wait, where's Pix going?
Right. He just needs to get the big key on the torch, right? And then go to the back.
Oh, yep. Whoops.
I think it was just he's excited, you know, like he's like, oh, I'm ready to let's go. You know? So you hit that go mode jitters and.
Yep. Wait, oh, that's a thing for sure. Yes, absolutely.
All right. And there's the lava chest. Okay, he's getting it. He's getting his boots here. And then Nash will then know that he's also in go mode. So we'll see if he decides, because he has not used his green potion. We'll see if he decides to go to the magic shop and get bottle refill. And we'll also see if he decides to get a sword from the library bookshelf.
Yeah, definitely that sword is a time save. Absolutely, at this point.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Like, I mean, you could gamble that the other sword is like in GT in your big key search, but that's a hefty gamble because they could also just be in one of the pendants, you know? Like,
yeah, of course.
So.
Oh, Nash using his magic here. So now neither of them has a green potion. Well,
yeah.
Sorry, Pix does.
Pix has 2 blues, but yeah. So I think he may also go get the potions from the shop. If
you know,
he hadn't used it, I don't know, because that's my concern here. Isn't health as much as it's.
I'm just noticing too. I don't think Pix ever did any of the flippers checks, did he?
You're right.
Yeah, so he got to skip quite a bit of the seed, and that shows how thorough or how efficient Nash has been with his routing.
Yeah, for being you know, this close behind, with doing the flippers checks and a full Aga clear. you know, that's really good routing there. Very
Yeah,
efficient.
definitely.
Someone pointing out in chat, you know, that grabbing the flute, since you're going to that like location to get the sword anyway, but you know, then as well as it does take time to activate the flute, time to go up there, to go through bumper ledge, or you know, that stuff, as well as mirroring back and forth. You know, it definitely adds time as well. Like that might even be more time than going to the magic shop. So, but what does it save you? It saves you this, you know, this walk and swim over Ice Palace.
Yeah.
It would save you the trek to Desert Palace.
Yeah, grabbing potions as well.
It would save you time on grabbing potions. Very true, very true.
Yeah, it might end up being almost a wash, honestly.
Yeah, like you lose the same amount of time you gain. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's definitely one of those situations that, you know, I respect these runners know their limits and, you know, aren't going to go super crazy if they don't need to. Like, you know, if you feel like you have enough time to grab a potion or two, that makes sense. Go do it. Oh, very nice Samaria dash from Nash there.
Yeah, yeah. I need to learn how to do that. I just do the Samaria walk.
I just bonk every time, so I stopped trying it. But you know, when you're on Restream in the finals, you gotta show off a bit of swag here, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Ooh, with the quick swap to hammer, very nice.
Yeah, I don't recommend that actually, because then you only get 2 hits in per head, or per shot.
Yeah, and with no half magic or magic refills, you gotta be pretty careful here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it looks like he's going the full hammer strat, which is going to work out. 5 hammer hits per head, sometimes 4 on the ice head.
Don't miss. There we go. That should hit. 1, 2, and no, you got it. Get the hit. Get the hit. Get the hit. Oh no!
Oh my god, he missed it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my god. No, he doesn't have a potion.
He ran out of magic.
Oh, he didn't take the safety door.
Did he not?
I don't think he did.
Oh, I know he went to Laser Bridge, but if he didn't take... Oh, and he's got a fairy.
Oh no. He could have mirrored here. Oh no, this is bad.
He's got another fairy. It was 2 fairies and a red potion.
Yeah, it looks like...
no.
Oh, he's saving and quitting!
Okay.
Oh, well, he could have mirrored and just gotten the magic refill before the boss fight. Oh no.
You know, this is definitely very unfortunate. But I think what he'll do here is probably just go and do desert and ice. He knows he can go mode those dungeons. You know.
Yeah. 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 Grab the sword and then desert ice. It looks like he's going for potions right away. He's definitely in go mode now. So this is he'll have to get all the way through TR and fight the boss again. But
right.
But yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, I think so. In that situation, he could have mirrored and got to reset the dungeon by mirroring, and the full magic refill will show back up on Trinex's doorstep.
I think you might need 2 bombs.
Yeah, with red mail. Oh, maybe not.
I guess not.
I don't know either.
I think it does like a quarter heart of damage or something, so it's still damage.
Yeah,
Picks have been a little trouble here with the gold stare.
Yeah, see, this is why you grab potions. You know, you gotta know your limits, of course.
Absolutely.
You know when you're playing. So if you're like you called it, I like what you called it, the finals jitters, or what did you say? Tournament jitters.
Yeah, the jitters.
Yeah. Be safe.
Sorry. It's an interesting boss fight compared to others. I feel like it's the one that it starts off harder and gets easier as it goes, as opposed to the others where it kind of starts off easier and gets harder as it goes.
Yeah.
Like Mothula, like the longer it goes, the more spikes and situations you see. Armos, the more crazy that gets. This is a good call on Nash as well. He's going to get that tempered sword. So his second trip through TR to try next will be probably much more smooth, or much smoother.
Much smooth, yeah.
Much smooth.
Such wild, much
extra
smooth.
smoothly. So
he's taking the NMG route to desert from the library. That's kind of funny the way this. Go to library, pick up your book, and go to. Oh wait, no, wrong mode. This isn't NMG.
Yeah, it looks like neither of them are opting for the flute. Actually, I don't even know. Did Nash see the flute there?
I don't think Nash ever scouted the flute. He left
Okay.
After doing Skullwoods.
Also, he doesn't have the cape yet, so even if he did,
yeah, that's true.
He wouldn't. So.
All right, now Smirk. Now you have tempered. Do you grab the cape?
Yes. It's still faster. Like, okay, you're gonna go out that door anyway on desert, and you have the boots. It takes like what, 5 seconds to dash down and get it and dash back? Maybe 6?
Yeah, 5 to 10. I don't even know.
That's
fair. I'm just asking. I'm not judging.
Let's say 6 seconds.
Oh look! Oops! Pix forgot to activate the portal. He's in rush mode. Like,
oh no!
Go! Oh, hey, we have 7 crystals.
Oh well, Beer. Would you like to explain what we do when we find 7 crystals?
So there are 22 locations in Ganon's tower where the big key could be, which is needed, which the runners need to find in order to climb the tower to fight Aghanim and defeat Ganon. If anyone would like to throw their guess in chat, where they think the big key is, integer from 1 to 22, feel free to go ahead and do so now, and we will probably say your name out loud if you're right. So,
thank you for explaining that.
Where is it, Smirk?
I said 11.
11?
Yeah, I was the first one in chat to put it in there as you were explaining it.
All right, I'm gonna divide your guess in half and say 1.
Interesting division. I was like, wait, 5.5? Like,
no, it's 11. It's half of 11. It's one half of 11. It's 1.
One half of 11. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That is
Rando math.
Out of the box. Yes, random. All right. So Pix is going left first. Now, if you're Pix, do you think you're ahead, behind? Like, what do you think right now?
It would depend on who I knew. If I knew my opponent, like in a tournament versus ladder, you know
right.
what I mean? Like if I knew my opponent, depending on how I felt about them. In his position, I feel very ahead though, because he got to only do the mountain effectively once.
Yeah, like he.
Actually, no, wait. You have to do it twice, right? Yeah, because of
TR.
Because of the fire rod and swamp and the mirror in Hera.
Right.
And looks like DM strats. So we saw 1 through 5 so far.
Yeah.
And very nice kill by Landmo from Nash over on the right hand side as well.
But yeah, like if you're thinking about the things you've done, you know, the only thing that he may have done that was a little bit extra was he checked a little bit in Skullwoods, right? Or did he?
Yes, he cleared Skullwoods, but he skipped. He got to skip Smith Chain. He skipped the whole back of Eastern.
Yeah, exactly. I would feel pretty good. I feel like
he skipped all the flipper checks.
And that's true too. You gotta feel pretty good about this, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was 6 and 7. We don't count tile room here since he didn't check it.
So it wasn't 1. That's sad.
Yeah. Ooh, nice Samaria bump there. I like that. And this will be 8, 9, 10, and 11.
So
it wasn't 1 and it wasn't double 1.
Yeah, and it wasn't the other half of 11, 10.
Right, yeah, it wasn't more than that. All right, so going back to the left side. Meanwhile, Nash is going very quickly through Ice Palace. He already cleared Desert Palace in that time. He did not get the cave. I know that he saw it there, but he didn't get it. So impressive, brave, and awesome. Good job on you.
Definitely seems confident. Looks like, I'm not sure if he's forgetting Go Mode Aaron's killing the pengators in this room.
Uh,
Maybe looking for the big key. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Yeah, it depends on, like, if you get the big key in that chest, then you don't have to worry about flipping the switch. But I feel like just going and flipping the switch is faster anyway.
Yeah, you pretty much should just always go flip the switch.
I don't like flipping the switch when I'm full clearing Ice Palace, to be honest. Because you're gonna get the big
Oh,
key.
sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah. If you're go moding, you should basically always flip.
Yeah. If you're in go mode, I like the policy of always flip the switch. Okay, so
key.
that was check number, let's see.
13, I think.
Wait, no. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13. Dang. I keep track of this. You're good with numbers. You can
months of practice.
Just months, huh?
Definitely not years.
14, 15, 16, and 17.
17.
Did anybody guess it? Where's Penguin?
Yeah, I was gonna say Penguin wins.
Alright, we don't have any 17s in the chat, but 17 was the correct answer, and the two closest people was Judgmental Fluff and Griffin 141. So we can do congratulations to you guys for getting close to the correct number.
All right, now we just have to see Pix do the climb, go through the mimic rooms, go through the gauntlet, refight Lanmo, all the early game bosses except for Armos. Well, I guess he never saw Armos this whole seed. It's kind of funny actually when you think about it.
No,
Ooh, Nash was one slash away from getting the energy kill, or I guess one spin.
Yeah,
very nice full share fight.
Yeah, indeed. Got some really. Hey, Penguin shows up with the Penguin wins.
All right, through the mimic room.
Not taking the safety door at 3.5 hearts. I like
That's why he bought all the blue goos. You don't buy blue goos and take the safety door, right?
That's true. I suppose blue goo is faster to consume than taking the safety door.
For sure.
All right, Nash has finished his Ice Palace. Now all he's got to do is go back to TR, go straight to Trinex, and proceed to Ganon from there. So, if you're joining in now or, questioning like, well, why is Nash looking like he's kind of far behind? There's a couple of unfortunate things that occurred early.
Sorry, Pix almost got sniped there.
Oh my gosh, she's use a potion.
Use a potion, buddy. That's why you bought him. He does. Okay.
He still had
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I just wiped my brow. Oh my gosh. Okay, but yeah, so he had an unfortunate mistake occurred where he forgot the lever in the dam to drain it, and so he didn't get the item there, which was the moon pearl. So he spent some extra time looking until he was able to remember what he had missed and finally got the moon pearl. So that cost him not only some time, but a full AGA clear. And of course, that's also time. And then later in the seed, when he first went to Turtle Rock, he had an unfortunate experience in Trinex and ran out of magic. Ended up saving and quitting out of there. So there was another bit of time lost there. Without those two things, I think we would be seeing a much, much closer race. Even with the additional flippers checks that Nash ended up doing, the way he routed was, like you said, Beer, very efficient, and so.
He basically god routed the second half of the seed once he got the moon pearl.
Yeah.
I don't think he did a single unnecessary area. I mean, the only real thing that kind of happened to him, which is sort of inevitable, was having to full clear pod. Which, because the mitts were there, you're never going to know that. Grab the mitts and then just kill the boss and go straight to TR. That's not going to happen,
Right.
Unless you're just gambling super hard because at this point you feel behind and you say, you know what, I found the mitts, I'm done. There's nothing else in this dungeon, and you just leave.
Oh no!
Oh,
Pix
what happened?
messed up
Pix missed the
I think
torch.
he lit the first torch. I think it's those Gomo jitters.
Go mode jitters. Yep.
Okay, I would just leave, like walk out the door and redo it.
You're gonna have to mentor Pix now since you won your bracket. So
Well, Pix isn't a higher bracket than me, so I don't know that.
I mean, looks like he needs help with some torches. So maybe you can teach him your strats.
He got it there, so he knows what he's doing.
Okay. All right, Nash making his way back, almost back to Trinex here. Just has to get through the next room.
Absolutely blowing through TR, like
yeah. So if he hadn't done all this, he would have caught up quite a bit of time. Would have basically, gotten pretty close to his big key by now in GT.
Absolutely.
So it's really unfortunate running out of magic and then forgetting or Gomo jitters, whichever way. Just not mirroring though after. And nice kill there on Moldorm front.
Very nice. Using that hook shot to, become invincible from being knocked by him.
And with the sword, easy mode.
Mm-hmm. And that's showing us here how much he can take down this Trinex and how easily he can do it, and showing us that the first thing was just a fluke mistake. Just taking down Trinex super quick.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some NMG movement from Nash, so I have a feeling that he has run some NMG.
Yeah, it's quite likely. I know I've seen him try out some other modes as well. Like I think he was trying out cross keys and stuff. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really cool. I actually did get to race against Nash, and he destroyed me pretty soundly. So I think I lost by 18 minutes or something ridiculous. So he's definitely a very, very strong runner. He's
definitely showing it here with his boss execution and overworld movement, everything else.
Oh yeah, it's very noticeable. It's really cool to see. So.
Looks like we have some raiders in chat.
I did not see that.
Yeah, do you want to give him a shout out, Smirk?
Yeah, thanks, Beer, for pointing that out. Arcturus Chusky, thank you for the raid and welcome, Raiders. You have the Go Mode Podcast Winter Tournament. I'm sure you know you're in it. But it's the game 2. And it looks like at this point it is Pix's race to lose, but nothing's over until it's over. So we will see. He's just jumping down into Ganon now, and Nash is just going in for his GT Big Key hunt. Pix doing really well with some slashes there.
Look, he got that cape.
Yep, see, it just makes it like when Ganon doesn't give you a nice little pointer location so you can do some spins, you can just whip out that cape, slash away, get him immediately to phase 3. It's so wonderful.
Looks like Nash doing the same DM strats that Pix did in his GT route. So we'll not save any time in this route here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And already on phase 3, set the last hit. Already on phase 4, and Silvers were in Skull Woods.
Oh wow! So they did both. Either they skipped it or it was behind
Torch glitch.
No. Okay, so Pix missing the torch glitch here. This is still a silverless fight, so he does have plenty of blue potions, so he's not going to run out. It just might take a little longer to get all these required spins here. So for silverless Ganon, 12 spins are required. You have just a small amount of time to hit the spin there when Ganon's vulnerable.
So I guess the Silvers must have been on Moth or something. That's kind of a weird second bow, like really unexpected.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's what I was thinking too.
But both bows were Firelock.
Wait, where was the first bow?
Dark Cross.
Oh, Dark Cross. You're right. Oh, he has a gold B. Oh, okay. So Pix has 2 blue potions. So.
Okay. Well, you said that he bought too many potions, right?
He tried,
Or tried to.
He tried to buy to me.
Okay.
I mean, okay, honestly, no. I would have bought Portland potions. But because of the I don't even know what you call it, the teasing of me buying too many potions, then I feel like now this is a good chance for me to point out that he tried to do the same thing. So
That's fair.
all right, I lost track of how many hits we've gotten in here, but he's got to be getting pretty close.
Probably one or two
like
more. Who knows?
Yeah.
He picks nose. Picks nose. Ganon knows.
Ganon knows. There.
Oh, there it is.
Is that it? There it is.
That's
and get your GGs in chat for picks. He's just got to cross this bridge here, and he's going to collect his Triforce at the end. Picks finishing in first place tonight at looks like 130. Let me check the race room. 133.49 is the official RTGG. GGs to picks. And the really exciting thing about this is that it is a 1-to-1, which means, everyone, we are going to be getting a match 3 out of these guys. So super excited. GGs to picks.
GG's to picks.
And it looks like he has joined us in for interviews. GG's picks. Hello? You there?
Pix doesn't exist. No. But we can't hear him, so.
Okay, so Pix is in the room with us, but we may be having some audio situations going on right now. So as soon as that's fixed, we'll be able to do interviews with him.
Hello?
There he is.
Hey, sorry, I was getting a beer and watching the restream.
Ah, nice. Very, very good job. GG's to you, Pix. Definitely a good decision there with grabbing the delicious beverage and watching the restream. So how do you feel about how you did today?
Upstairs GT notwithstanding, I feel like everything went really well. The EP dip, I felt like was a really, really good move. I think that might have been what put me ahead early.
You honestly, it like when everywhere you went, we were just like, wow, it's like you got this, and you got that, and it was just like I feel like you basically got under the seed. Like you did a great job predicting where the things were going to be. The hammer was definitely something of concern at first. Though, Nash is in the green room as well. If you want to bring him in, he might want to hear it as well. But Nash kind of accidentally missed the Moon Pearl early on. So he ended up spending some extra time and ended up like clearing Aga. Hey, and welcome nashsauter. Obviously, you guys can see from chat that Nash is still playing, but this is because of the 10-minute delay. But we are joined by nashsauter as well. GG's to you.
GG.
Nashsauter ended up finishing at 142.12. Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted.
I was just saying GG.
Yeah, GG's Nash.
And this is absolutely okay. So first things first, I do want to say I'm so sorry, Nash. Oh, that must be rough. I hate it when I forget something. It just feels like, oh my gosh, because you did an extra Aga climb and some extra flippers checks while hunting down that Moon Pearl. And we were talking about it, and it's like, okay, that couldn't have been an intentional skip of the dam, so sorry about that. But I'm sure that everybody, chat and everyone, is excited because at least this way we get a game 3, right? So there's more Rando to look forward to. And honestly, both of you guys routed incredibly well. Pix basically god routed this. You both showed an incredible display of execution. It was so entertaining to watch. Beer and I had a blast. So yeah, absolutely awesome job to both of you.
Yeah, I'm just curious, both runners' thoughts overall on the seed too.
Yeah, so for me, yeah, it was getting that early hammer. I just kind of wanted to play to that because I thought it was an advantage. So then I went into pod, and having the mids. I tried to put off like pod into Thieves Town, front of Skull. Tried to put that off to get the mirror because I felt like with the free hook shot, like going up the mountain before you got the mids was probably pretty attractive. So I thought that was maybe an advantage I could play too. The boots were also 100% an accident. I just tunnel visioned. I had that fire rod and I was like, potentially boots from go mode. And I just was like, all right, check desert. If desert is boots locked, we're going straight to TR. We're going straight to TR. And then as I'm walking into TR, I was like, oh, wait, I could be doing Ice Palace right now.
Okay, yeah, I was actually wondering, like, I had a discussion with Beer about this, and I was like, I wonder why he decided to go to TR before Ice Palace. So I'm glad you pointed that out. So, because there are people in chat saying, well, the boots in TR is definitely a thing, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So, and then when you got it, I was like, oh my gosh, the big.
No, it was I was just tunnel visioning. I was just tunnel visioning TR, because until you like I was thinking swamp into desert the whole way, and then I was like, okay, then we'll probably go up and check TR, and I didn't make the connection that like, hey idiot, you can do Ice Palace and maybe save yourself another mountain climb.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as the idiot thing. I thought you were very, very incredibly intelligent with your plays. So, and how about you, Nash? What are your thoughts about this particular seed?
I mean, I definitely saw the signs of a really good seed, but I think a lot of the ways I played, just some mistakes and some routing didn't necessarily work out, especially with that Moon Pearl. I thought it was pretty funny because in our last match, game 1, I also accidentally skipped an item from Dam, but this time it punished me, unlike last time. And then I was kind of just trying to go places that I thought picks would not go, but I think it was kind of linear enough where that didn't really work out very well.
Yeah, Beer and I were actually talking about this, and after finding that Moon Pearl, you definitely also god routed the seed. You went.
I think you almost properly god routed the seed after the Moon Pearl.
Yeah. You went to the places you needed to go that led you to everything else, and the biggest one was your choice to go to the mountain before going to Ice Palace, and we had a little discussion about where do you think he'll go after this. And you ended up going to the mountain, getting that medallion information, and that's where you found the book. And was there another thing up there? Or was that
the
all
boots?
That? Yeah. And then going into TR and getting the boots. Yeah. So, and then unfortunately you had the running out of magic situation on track. But overall, your routing was phenomenal. So, both of you, honestly, your routing was just so.
Could you go straight into with where the boots were? Could you go straight into TR and get the boots, your first, without the fire rod?
I think there was 2 keys on the right side, so I don't.
Oh yeah, so you get locked to chomps.
I think so.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and check.
I considered sticking a toe into TR, but because I did it last game, but last game I felt significantly more behind, so it felt like a better play for the situation then. It felt good to not touch TR until it was completable today.
Yeah, and I guess I don't. I think even though the boots would have been nice to have the first time you were up there, I don't know that it would have saved a lot of time to go in there, because you probably would have you might have gone even further if it was possible. I don't remember the key layout exactly as well, but if it allowed you to go all the way to Laser Bridge, for example, looking for a fire rod, that would have been a decent amount of time sink to then, leave with the boots and see what kind of time you would gain back with those boots. So I think it was the right play to not go there that first time when you didn't have the fire. For Nash, however, I think Nash already had the fire rod when he because he had gone up to the mountain without the mitts the first time when he was looking for the moon pearl. So
yeah, so you were able to get you got the mirror up there in Hera, and then you went to Swamp.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sort
I
of.
was assuming Moon Pearl would be in Hera, but of course it wasn't because it was at the dam. But then I found the mirror there, and then as soon as I went Dark World, I went Swamp and rushed left side, got the fire rod. So I had both of those pretty early.
Yeah. So I and that's why Beer and I were talking, like, you went exactly, like, because that fire rod directly over to, like, Thieves Town, you got your ice rod and Quake there, and then you went to Pod after that and got your mitts there. And then the big decision there was like, okay, do you go to Ice Palace or do you go up the mountain to check the medallion information? And for this particular seed, the mountain was the correct play, and you did that as well. So you just made the right play right after one after the other, and that's kind of the same thing with picks as well. Like, you just kept following, and it was a unique situation because you guys took different paths.
Ash, did you not? You can grab the cape.
I didn't grab that, but I saw it.
Did you see Bumper Ledge?
No, I never went up there. I just save and quit right after Thieves Town.
Oh, the flute was on Bumper Ledge, so I grabbed it in case, like, boots were in, like, shed.
Oh yeah, I never saw that.
Had to check it after Monday.
Yeah, so I think Pix, you had the mitts when you went to Village Podcast. Yeah, 'cause you did Pod first.
Yeah, I had that. I was about to go to Dark World, and then I got the I checked Pack of Escape and got that bow out of Dark Cross, and I was like, well, going to Pod instead.
Yeah. So then when you went over there, I think you did a little bit of the front of Skullwoods, right?
Yeah, front of Pendant Skullwoods is Overworld.
Yeah, exactly. So when you did that, you took a side detour and saw that bumper ledge. And we were all like, oh my gosh, the flute, is that required? Myers Pendant, what do we do? And, so you got that knowledge then. As for Nash, when he went to Village of Outcast, he went through with the hammer glove combo and didn't do the front of Skullwoods. So he went straight into Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town. So he didn't see the bumper ledge.
Oh man, I thought for sure you would have done front of Skull.
I almost always do, but this time I felt really behind, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to do those mirror checks because I felt like that would take a lot of time, and I already got that fire rod behind the mirror. So I'd say like 95% of the time I would check the front of Skullwoods, but the seed was kind of unique that way.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to throw in, and I'm sorry to interrupt on this, but I did want to say, because we didn't get to say this, definitely a big shout out to all of the people involved today. Please give our runners a follow to nashsauter and Pix. And thank you to them for giving us an incredible display. Also, a big thank you to Vextopher, who was the Restreamer tonight, and to morgcl, who was our tracker. And then a giant thanks to homemadebeer for being the main commentator tonight as well. So I wanted to throw that out there while we still had some people in chat watching and listening. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, thank you guys for putting on the restream. I hope everyone that watched enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it was a very enjoyable race. You guys kept it pretty tight. I mean, missing that moon pearl obviously, but even then, like, you still, like, it was a very close race overall. So it was very very good entertainment. You guys both played really, really well. Both executed really well. Nash, I noticed you had some really clean boss fights, some really good NMG movement as well.
So what I did want to ask one more question related to the tournament. You guys are now 1-1. What are your feelings and thoughts as you go into scheduling your third match? I think you've already scheduled it, actually, right? I think it's tomorrow.
It's Friday at 10 Eastern.
Friday. Okay, so Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So what are your thoughts and feelings going into this match 3? Any tips or strategies you'd like to share, or you want to keep those secret?
I'm definitely gonna go to Dam. Besides that, I'll probably play similar.
All right, so we're
Nice.
gonna open Link's house, skip the chest, run straight to Dam.
Yeah, I think
Makes sense.
Uncle Route's outdated. I think Dam
Yeah.
Route is in.
Dam route's the new way to go. It's
For
the
sure.
dam route. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, follow the damn route.
Follow the dam route, you guys.
I mean, I thought going into this, I was pretty sure this was gonna go 3. So I'm excited, and for better or worse, we're gonna find out Friday who wins.
Absolutely. And I'm sure everybody that's your big fans are all excited. I don't know who all your big fans are, but I'm definitely number 1. So I'm absolutely focused on this race. I'm definitely excited for it. So Friday can't come any sooner for me. So let's go.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Okay, so with all of that said, does anybody have any closing thoughts or things they would like to say? Oh, okay. Well, Beer, my co-com, did you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, just was an exciting race. I'm looking forward to game 3. Definitely be watching that from the sidelines next time.
For sure. So yeah, thank you everybody who came out to watch and support the runners. Thank you for watching at Go Mode Podcast, the 2021 Mentor Tournament Tempered Bracket. Keep your eye out on the schedule for the future matches. Pretty much all of the finals matches are going on this week, so stay tuned for more. And with that said, hope to see you all next time.